him.
All right, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, for sure, to join us as we meet and greet our candidates. This would be the second annual, I believe, PTO meet and greet for the candidates for the Smithton School Board of Education. So I want to thank all those for coming out. We are recording the event, so we will post that as early as tomorrow. We'll watch for that. If you're here, of course, watch for that, and then we'll kind of get information out and a link so that the rest of the community can watch that video when they have the opportunity. So, of course, as a school district, it's always nice to see an election. When I hear of my neighboring schools and others who do not have elections, it always feels much more healthy as a community to have an election, to get people out there willing to share thoughts and ideas about the school that we all care for. So it is nice, certainly, to have 4 candidates for 3 spots, which gives us an election this year. So again, I appreciate those, of course, our 2 incumbents who are willing to step up and do that hard work of board leadership, and then our 2 new candidates who have signed up to take that task on, potentially after the April 4th election. So again, urge everyone to get out and vote on April 4th, and we appreciate everyone being here and certainly taking part in the school community. So, without further ado, it's a great pleasure for me to introduce our first school board candidate. Born and raised in the Smithton School District, Todd Asbury is proud to be a Tiger, a graduate of 1998. He attended the University of Central Missouri and graduated with his Bachelor of Science in Business Management, Marketing, and Design. This led him to experience many facets of business over several years, which contributed to his overall success as a law enforcement officer for the Pettis County Sheriff for the last 12 years. He is currently active in the daily process of education as the School Resource Deputy for the Sedalia 200 School District, and finds contributing to the success in education of our youth to be his passion. He has recently returned to the Smithton area to reside so that his 3 children can also be a part of the Smithton Tiger education process. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Smithton School Board electoral candidate Todd Asbury.
You know, that sounded exactly like I thought it would in my head. I hate going first, but I guess I'm going to pull some stuff up here. I took some notes so that I don't get offline, otherwise I will ramble a lot. So, first off, I want to thank everybody for coming out. It's the first step in showing support for the community, and I think that's kind of the facet that I want to lead with in the school board is community support and some involvement within that. Again, just some history about me. Born and raised around here. Last of 7, so a lot of us came through here with the Asbury name. Things looked a lot different back then. So I graduated in '98, moved on to Warrensburg, and received my Bachelor of Science with a double major, double minor. But I won't bore you guys with that stuff because it did not pertain to what I do now. And then, I don't know, 12 years ago, I decided that something needed to change, and I came back to Sedalia and started with the Pettis County Sheriff's Office, where I led a lot of different positions and helped me grow as a person through administration, through the jail side, on into being the coroner's assistant for several years, which was an eye-opener and something interesting that I never thought I would do. And then moved on into law enforcement, and now reside as the School Resource Deputy for Sedalia 200. So that job looks like me hanging out with a bunch of kids every day and making fun of them, essentially. So, but it has turned out to be a really great job and has put me into a position where I look at my kids who are in the school district here now. I have a high schooler, a junior high, and an elementary kid within the district, and I have a wife who's been a more involved with school education as a whole, not just a concern of how it affects me. So with that, I will move on to just some general information about the school board. I think a lot of people hear about school boards and they understand how those guys get together and make decisions and whatever, but I'm not sure that everybody understands the capacity of the school board. And so first and foremost, our job is to support the administrative staff within the building, be it the superintendents, the principals, the assistant principals, and so on. And then next, our big thing is to be the advocate for the kids. And through that, we set policies and make decisions to, and I say we, I'm sorry, I sit through a lot of school board members for Sedalia, or school board meetings for Sedalia, so I tend to use that collectively. And most importantly, we're elected by the community, so we're the vote for the community members to understand that stagnance is a real thing, and so the longer people are in office and the longer you get comfortable, the less you're being represented as a community. So I hope in that I can provide some representation. I will scroll down because I wrote a lot more than I anticipated. So that'll bring me into the specific goals that I'm into. Again, community support. As we moved back into Smithton a couple of years ago, like I said, it has changed a lot. And what I see different from what it was when I was a kid is that I don't know half the people in the community. I used to know everybody. And so I feel like we've lost that community sense that should build us together and make us greater. And I think that affects the school directly. So I'd like to kind of work from that inside out and use the school as a avenue to kind of build up the community and do some community awareness and really focus on the kids' education in that process. So my goals for this also are pretty neutral, with the caveat of just making sound fiscal decisions for the year. I know that money becomes a thing for everybody, and some of those goals are going to require some money, but we hope to keep that in mind as we explore the budget. I look forward to learning and implementing educational-based opportunities. I think there's some that we probably miss out on, and I'll give some credit to the new administration. I know that Therese and Mulgrew and Warren are doing a phenomenal job from what we have in the past. And so I think with them, we can build on that and do some more opportunities that we have been lacking. One of the big things people usually say, and I'll stick with it too, is being able to obtain, retain, and train our teachers. So teacher retention has been an issue, and I think it's something that's brought up in every single election that we ever have for school board meetings. Schools across the nation are that way. And of course, money tends to be the way to retain them. But I think in that, morale is important as well, and money doesn't come right away. So making that understanding for teachers to know that we're really in their corner, we really are trying, and we really want to make those changes. It would take some investigation on the budget end of it to see what that looks like, but I would like to really look into that and see what they can get. I think in that, it will provide some growth opportunities through the school with better teaching, smarter students, higher grades, pushing us into the model form of schools for the state of Missouri. Also in that, I think staff improvements are needed as well. There are some medical issues that should probably be addressed with better nurse training, and some I would like to see possibly another counselor within the school. I think the kid ratio to counselor is lacking, and I think that those are important things. Some social services, psychiatric help, those kinds of things are also very beneficial when we talk about school staffing. And it also brings staff support. So I hope in that, again, we can build around. So these start to mesh together quite a bit. And then administrative support, like I said, our administrators are doing a wonderful job right now, I think. and being able to see them in each different level of the school district has been really impressive this year. We have some building maintenance issues that I hear a lot about. I don't have anything that is specific yet, but I would like to look into those also. And since I talk way too much, we'll finish it up with my biggest thing, again, and because I'm in security, is I like to do student assessment and behavioral analysis. So I think that's something that will be important that Smithton should be looking at. And hopefully in that we'll develop some different disciplinary issues and things like that that could be corrected. I appreciate you guys for listening to me ramble on. I hope that you guys vote for me on April 4th. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Asbury. All right, our next board candidate, and we're doing these in the order that they'll show on the ballot on the 4th. And so I want to introduce Mr. Devin Gaspard, who attended Smithton School from grades K to 12 and graduated in 2001. He received his Associate of Arts from State Fair Community College and then completed his Bachelor of Science in Business Administration in 2006 from University of Central Missouri. He's worked in sales for the last 15 years, currently at Tiger Motors in Sedalia since 2017, where he is responsible for sales and finance. He and his wife, Andrea, have 4 children. Their youngest 2 are students here at Smithton. He's actively involved in the school community organizations such as Tiger Athletics United and Smithton Youth Sports. So, I would like to introduce Mr. Gaspard.
Smithton PTO for arranging and hosting this event. My name is Devin Gaspard, as Mr. Gray just mentioned. I'm a proud 2001 graduate of Smithton R6. My incredible wife Andrea and I have 4 children, 2 of which are students here at Smithton. Tonight I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself, my qualifications, and lastly my goals and visions if elected to the board. I've been in sales and finance for 15 years. This career has taught me several aspects of business such as marketing, finance, advertising, and most importantly, building long-lasting relationships with clients. I believe that I'll be able to bring a new and creative way of thinking to the table and work to help grow our school, strengthen our community, and continue the great tradition of Smithton Tiger culture. I'm running for a seat on the board because I want to do what's best for the students of our district by getting more directly involved and to ensure that my children, as well as yours, get the highest quality of education and most positive learning environment they deserve. I've attended the last several months' school board meetings, becoming familiarized with the staff, policies, and the school's current and future projects and plans for growth and success in the upcoming year. We've got a lot of great things going on here at Smithton and a lot of great opportunities on the horizon. I'm currently involved in a few organizations within our school. I'm an active member of Tiger Athletics United, serving on the fundraising committee. I'm also a member of Smithton Youth Sports and had an opportunity to coach my daughter's softball team last year. This involvement has only helped build and strengthen relationships with fellow parents, staff, and administration. I believe a good board member should always make themselves known throughout the school and the community, being involved and willing to listen to new ideas and openly discuss these with fellow board members in order for students to grow and improve year after year. If elected, I expect to be held accountable just as I will hold students, staff, and administrators accountable towards their path to excellence. I will also work with our board administration to keep our community and alumni involved in our school and encourage their input as well. Having a well-informed alumni and surrounding community is a great way to promote our culture. My mother was a teacher and past board member here at Smithton. I have some early memories of my mom teaching. She spent several days after the final bell rang working on lesson plans, mentoring students, and volunteering here at our school. Being the child of a teacher, you quickly learn to have patience and you try to stay on your very best behavior until it was eventually time to go home for the day. I was able to observe firsthand the hard work and countless hours of time devoted to help keeping this school growing and improving day in and day out. I look to continue to provide new and creative ways to support and encourage our teachers and staff in any way possible, so we can ultimately retain and recruit the best educators for the students at our school. I believe that a student's success and ability to learn and grow is directly affected by a great teacher. I had incredible teachers that helped shape and mold me more than they will ever know. And I want to make sure that our students today continue to have the same experience as I did. This will be directly possible if we continue to provide our teachers with all necessary tools, support, as well as encouragement. I'm so proud to have my children walk in the same halls and learning in the same classrooms as I did. I absolutely love hearing the stories they're telling me every day when they come home about all the stuff they're learning about. I'll be here at Smithton for decades to come, and I intend to help in every way that I can, remain involved and encourage others along the way. I promise to be honest and fair, and always have the best interest of our students at heart. I humbly ask for your vote on April 4th, because my family has been involved in this school for generations, and now I feel it's my time to step forward and do my part, as I genuinely care about the students and staff of this district. There's a new and positive energy within our school, and I'm excited to be a part of it and share this with our community. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gaspar. Okay, our next candidate, again, is how they will appear on the ballot. So our third candidate for the evening, third on the ballot, is Miss Sarah Moore. Sarah grew up in Smithton. She started her Smithton school career in the first grade. She graduated in, as she says, a while ago. Sarah, she doesn't want us to know, apparently. It's not important, is it, Sarah? Sarah lives in rural Florence on a small cattle farm with her fiance, Mike, their youngest son, several dogs and cats, and a few miniature donkeys. They have 4 sons and 1 granddaughter. Jacob and Jordan Moore graduated from Smithton in 2015. Alex Stillfeld graduated in 2019. And Logan Williams is a sophomore. Mike and Sarah own a refrigerated trucking company that they operate from their home. They are foster parents as well, but do not have any foster babies right now. Sarah has been a volunteer at Smithton for many years. She has helped teachers in their classrooms, worked at book fairs, read to classes during reading month, worked the ticket table at the PTO carnivals, and has worked concessions at ball games for several years. She was a volleyball coach for 7 years for Smithton Youth Sports, which overlapped into her coaching our junior high Smithton team for 6 years and varsity for 1 year. Sarah and her family are involved with the AFS program here at Smithton. They have hosted 3 foreign exchange students, Hamza from Morocco, Cesar from China, and Merched from Malaysia. This is Sarah's 9th year on the Smithton School Board, and she is currently the only female board member. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Ms. Sarah Moore.
I want to thank everybody for coming out. I appreciate you taking the time to come and listen to us talk. Anyway, I also want to thank everyone in the past that has supported me and has put their trust in me to be a part of the Smithton School Board, and I hope that you will give me that opportunity again in April. So it's going to sound like I'm copying Mr. Asbury, I don't know. So, for people who know me, they will tell you that I'm very honest, probably too honest sometimes, that I am outspoken, that I'm very opinionated, that I'm a little loud sometimes, and I joke about when I first got on the board that I bought a filter. I sometimes forget to turn the filter on, but that's all right. But I hope that those same people would tell you that I'm very loyal, I'm very trustworthy, and that I'm very passionate and I love this school district and this community. So, after college, I did, after high school and college, I did the same type of things that I did. As I left home, went out on my own. I even left the state a couple different times, but when it was time for me and I decided I wanted to have kids, my own kids, I wanted them get their education the same place I did, which was Smithton. And the reason I wanted them to do that was because I love this community. I love the fact that we're very close. It was a very close-knit type community. Like, when I grew up, the lady down the road knew what Sarah was doing. She'd call my mom and tell her, hey, Sarah's down here doing this. You need to come get your daughter. You know, everybody knew what was going on. I love the fact that the classrooms, they're small, that my children are not going to get lost in a class of 300 children. I love the fact that they would be known by their names, not by, oh, I recognize that kid who's in my math class. No, they would know that that's Logan Williams. I know his name. When I was growing up here, and I went to high school here, there was a presence. Smithton had a presence. Smithton had so much pride. Not just our students in the things that we did, but our community members and our parents. Everybody was very proud of what was going on in this district. We've lost that somehow. Somewhere along the way, that's been lost. We need to get that back. So, you know, I wanted my children to experience the same things that I did. So, I'm not sure how we do that completely, but we as a community need to rally together and come together and support and show the love that we have for our district. You know, there was a lot of chaos that went on last year. We need to get past that, and we need to come together and show that we are proud of this district, and not just of the school, but of our administrators, of our educators, of our students, and of the community. We need to have that back. So, I feel like there's a lot of great things going on here at Smithton. There's a lot of great people that are involved with it, and it's not just the people who work here. It's the people who are putting in their time. It's the parents, it's the students, it's the community members that are part of these organizations and part of just, you know, the groups and stuff that we have going on here. Smithton is awesome. I've always thought Smithton was awesome, and I want Smithton to be portrayed that way every single day, that we are awesome. It used to be that when we would go play somebody or they would come here, people were scared of Smithton. They didn't want to play us in volleyball, they didn't want to play us in basketball, they were scared. But there was that presence. I want that back. I want everybody in the community to feel that again. So, we need more community involvement. That's gonna look different for different people. It could be just somebody working a concession stand night. It could be, you know, somebody coming just to support somebody at the band concert. It could be, do you want to be more involved? You can get involved with the CSID process. But we need to get involved no matter what that is. We need involvement. We need that support. Another thing I feel very strongly about is our staff. Not just our certified staff, all of our staff. And sometimes I don't think that they feel like they are appreciated sometimes. And it could be something as simple as just saying thank you. Or it could be something as just simple as saying, hey, you know, you did a good job doing that. It could change the whole day. I feel like we need more of that. I feel like, of course, money is always an issue. That's going to make everything better. We need to keep improving our ways of how to retain that staff, how to get that staff here. And not just the certified staff. All of the staff that we need to make this school great and to continue to make it great. So anyway, David's telling me I have to hurry up. I was going to talk a little about our building improvements. They're great. We're doing a lot of things. We need to make sure that our buildings are safe and secure for our children, safe for them to be in, secure from outside threats and harm. That's huge. So since I'm at the end of my speech, time-wise, I will just say I'm nothing fancy. I'm a simple, down-to-earth mom and Mimi. That's it. I just want what's best for the experiences here for our children, not just for my child that's still up here, but for everybody's kids. I want everybody to have the best experiences, the best education, and the best school district that they can have. So thank you again for trusting me to be that voice and that representation for you, and if you will allow me to continue that on April 4th, I would greatly appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Our Our final candidate for the evening, again, will be the last candidate on the ballot in April. It's Mr. Dennis Steele. Dennis is a current Board of Ed member and has served for 6 years. He is a 1977 graduate of Smith High School in Sedalia, and Dennis moved into the Smithton R6 School District in 1984 for the primary reason of having his children be able to attend Smithton School. The Steeles have had 3 sons attend and graduate from the Smithton R6 School District, and Dennis desires to continue to serve the district as a Board of Education member. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Dennis Steele.
Well, I have to say one thing. This is out of my league. But, yes, and the first thing I'll say is, this will be short. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedules this evening to represent the district as stakeholders that you are and to listen to the candidates. I appreciate that. I am Dennis Steele, and since I am the last candidate to speak this evening, I will make this short. It has been my privilege to serve the Smithton R6 School District, its administration, teachers, staff, and students for the past 6 years. My kids have graduated and moved on, but I can think of no better way to reciprocate back to the district for educating everyone's sons and daughters than to serve their time on Board of Education. If reelected, I will continue to put the teachers, staff, administrative, wages on student performance, school spirit, building upgrades, student involvement, and the safety of all in our buildings at the forefront of my thoughts and decisions. Our students are our future, and we owe it to them and to ourselves to provide the best possible learning experiences within our cities. Thank you for your confidence in me over the past 6 years. I ask for your vote in April to continue that confidence. Go Tigers!
All right, thanks, Mr. Steele, for that, and I appreciate, again, everyone coming out and all of the information that the candidates shared with us. The rest of the evening certainly is an opportunity to mingle and not corner people, but have conversations, informal conversations with members of that candidate panel, and I believe we've got the space till 7:30, so you're welcome to leave at any point, but please take the opportunity to visit with these wonderful candidates. Thanks again for everyone for coming out, and for the candidates especially for giving us an election this year. The sign